One of the things we need to understand as God's people is that God is the creator of all and the savior of some. God is the creator of all and the savior of some. There are over 8 billion people on earth today, and they are all God's creation. Now, the fact that he's the creator of all means that in order to perpetuate his creation as a creator, he has put principles in place for the perpetuation of his creation. And the fact that you are a creation of God means that you will benefit from the principles that God has set in motion. Now, please, people of God, we need to understand that the principles that God has put in place for the perpetuation of creation has nothing to do with redemption. So whether you are born again or not, the rain will fall on the righteous and on the unrighteous. Whether you are born again or not, the sun will shine on the righteous and the unrighteous. Even if you are an atheist and you don't believe in God, when you go to the farm and you plant seed in the ground, the law of reproduction will go to work and you will harvest, whether you are born again or not. So the challenge we have in the church is that many times when we now become born again, we now come into the unconscious belief that now that we are saved, we need to now ignore principles. But you need to understand that principles govern everything in life. So whether you are born again or not, you need to continue to live by the principles that governs the different aspects of life. So whether you are born again or not, there is a principle and set of principles that govern examination success. If you're going to become successful in the area of your academic pursuit as a believer, you need to know that there are principles. You have to go to school. You have to go to classes. You have to learn. You have to prepare for exam. You have to sit for the exam, and then you pass. Now, once you understand that those are set of principles that govern that aspect of life, what you now do as a believer is to add the extra. You can now pray and expect that God will answer your prayer and release your faith for God to favor you and for God to help you to be able to succeed in the exam. But you can't just pray to succeed without doing all the things that needs to be done principle-wise. So for instance, if a man of God comes to you right now and prophesies to you that by this time next year, you're going to have twins, you can shout and scream amen, but in order for that twins to come, there must be sexual intercourse between you and your spouse. Now, if the man prophesies that you are going to have twins, but you refuse to do the principle of sexual intercourse, even though the man of God has prophesied, the prophecy will not come to pass because there are principles that will make the prophecy happen. Because prophecies don't fulfill themselves, people fulfill prophecy. So as God's children, we need to understand this as we move on tonight. There's a difference between the person of Jesus and the principles of Jesus. The person of Jesus gives you peace. The person of Jesus guarantees your eternity. The person of Jesus makes you a redeemed child of God and makes you a part of the kingdom of God. But in order for you to succeed here on earth, it's the principles of Jesus that will help you to have success in every area of life. And now what we call principles of Jesus is what the world calls laws and principles and secrets and keys. Now, the challenging thing is the fact that the unbelievers, those that do not go to church, those that do not know God, they have embraced the principles of Jesus. And because they have embraced the principles of Jesus and they are applying the principles of Jesus, they are enjoying heaven on earth on their way to hell. But we, the church, we seem to have allowed religion to mess us up. So we have embraced the person of Jesus, and then we have rejected the principles of Jesus. So we are going through hell on the way to heaven. And God wants you to have heaven on earth and heaven in heaven. Because God wants you to have fullness of life. So tonight, I want us to look into the world of business, and then I want to deal with things that will help you as a businessman, a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, to be able to produce the kind of result that God wants you to produce. And then I trust that the Spirit of the Lord will help us to touch different areas, and then you get the materials, and it will further help you. Now, please listen to this as we go on. Every businessman, every businesswoman anywhere in the world needs to understand that in order for you to succeed in business, succeed in that endeavor, there are things that you need to know and apply in order for you to get results. There are things you need to know and apply. Now, when you want to go into business, I say to a lot of people, entrepreneurship, running a business is very, very challenging. So if you're a businessman, you're a businesswoman, it's a challenging thing to run a business. But being a businessman in Nigeria is like you're a miracle worker. So being a businessman in Nigeria is another level. So few things you need to know is that every time you want to run a business and succeed and excel, you need to begin by understanding what I call your economic environment. You need to understand your economic environment because every business works within a geography. So if you're a businessman in the city of Warri, you're a businessman in the city of Warri, but Warri is in Nigeria. So even though your business is located in this state, you are also within a country. Now, once you have the understanding of how things work within the state and within the country, then you will now begin to know how to navigate your way. Because any policy that is made in the country or in the state will affect you because of the physical, geographical location of your business. Amen, somebody. So once you're a businessman, you need to begin by understanding your economic environment. Because once you operate within a geographical environment, the politics of that environment will affect you. The policies of that environment will affect you. The peculiarities of that environment will affect you. So for instance, if you're a businessman in Nigeria, there are things that will affect you that will not affect a businessman in another country. Many years ago, one of the eateries in Nigeria, when eatery started functioning in Nigeria, decided to go open a branch of their eatery in Accra, Ghana. And as part of their business plan, because they have been in Nigeria for a long time and they knew that we had a power issue, as part of their plan to open the eatery in Accra, they decided that they will do a business plan. And in their business plan, they budgeted for a generator. And they actually even bought a generator. But guess what? When they opened the eatery in Accra, they realized that for 2 years, they didn't use the generator because there was light. Now, even though they were functioning in Nigeria, a different geographical, a different economic environment, they carried the mindset of Nigeria to Ghana, only to discover that this is a different economic environment and they did not need to spend money on that. So once you're a businessman, you need to understand this. The next thing you need to understand is that once you are a businessman, you have a responsibility to grow the business. Now, there are 4 levels when it comes to business. Number 1 is starting the business. Number 2 is growing the business. Number 3 is sustaining the business. Number 4 is transferring the business. Those are 4 things, but you need to be ready to do what needs to be done at these 4 levels. So number 1, starting a business. Businesses don't start themselves. People start businesses. So if you're going to start a business, you must be willing to take responsibility to birth that business. A lot of people have the capacity to start a business. They have the competence to start a business. They have the desire to start a business, but they don't have the courage to start it. And until you start, you have not started. So many people want to start, but fear of the unknown, fear of uncertainty, fear of the future makes them not to start. But you need to understand that until you start, you have not started. We've said and we've heard over and over again that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. But guess what? The journey of 1,000 miles does not just begin with a step. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step that is taken. So until you take that step, the journey has not begun, because if wishes were horses, beggars will ride. 1,000 good intentions are not as powerful as one action. So I plan to, I hope to, I intend to. It doesn't matter until you actually give action to your intention. So starting a business is the first step in the 4 levels. Number 2 is growing the business. Once you start a business, you then need to grow the business. You need to ensure that this business that you have started does not remain the way it was started. That means that in order to grow the business, you have to grow. because you have to grow for everything around you to grow. You cannot give what you don't have. So once you start a business, you have to be committed to ensuring that you do what needs to be done to become the kind of person that can grow that business. Then you execute that thing that needs to be executed to grow. Third level is sustaining. So there are people that are having problems starting the business, and there are people that have already started, but after they have started, their problem is how to grow. But there are people that are actually growing. The business is growing, but their problem now is sustainability. They've started the business is growing, and sometimes they don't understand. Well, this thing is growing, customers are coming, we might need to do this, we might need to do that. So they are confused. How do I sustain this thing for the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years? How do I sustain it? So their problem is sustainability. How do I sustain the business to ensure that this growing business is sustained for decades, even until I've gone? Because when you study the marketplace, you realize that over 80% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. And when you start a business, you find out that the life cycle of that business is 5 years, 80% of the time. But the businesses that survive the first 5 years, over 80% of them fail within the next 5 years again. So until you have actually done business for 10 years and above, you are not in business. You are still experimenting. Until you have been able to survive the politics, the policies, and the peculiarities of your environment for a decade and above, then you can say, okay, I'm in business. So you need to understand that in order for you to be all that you need to be, you need to know how to navigate all these different levels. Starting it, growing it, sustaining it. The fourth level, which is also a challenge for a lot of people, because I don't know all the different set of people that will be listening to us, so I need to throw all this out there, but they are all in the book. You can then get the book to go further. Is transferring the business. Listen and listen. Well, the God that we serve is a generational God. See, I'm the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. God thinks in generation. A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Everything that God does, he does with generations in mind. God does not start something that he expects to stop now. He wants it to go from one generation to the other. So many times when it comes to business, transferring business to the next generation becomes a challenge for a lot of people. So you find out that in our country and even in the continent, we have very few businesses that have survived 100 years. We have very few businesses that have survived 50 years. We have very few businesses that have survived the founder. Why? Because a man founds a business and starts a business, and then he grows the business, and you find out that when the man dies, the business dies. And then you see all kinds of court cases. Brothers are fighting brothers. People are doing all kinds of stuff. Now, what causes this is because they don't have what I call transgenerational desires and plan. Because in order for you to build a business that you can transfer to the next generation, in order for you to build a transgenerational business, number one, you must have a transgenerational mindset. Number two, you must have a transgenerational plan. So your mindset must be transgenerational. I've done a lot of research in business, and we have different modules and trainings that we do around this line. And I've come to realize that most of the time, when it comes to business, the first generation is always a generating generation. They are pioneers. They pioneer things. They generate things. But the problem then happens as they are pioneering and generating things, they are giving birth to children. And these children are now being born to parents that are struggling to come out of poverty. So these ones that are coming after, they've seen their parents struggle, and they've seen that their parents are beginning to come out of poverty. And then the parents now have a mindset, I don't want my children to suffer what I've suffered. And because they don't want their children to suffer what they've suffered, they now say, okay, go to private school, go to school, go and study education, go and study this. So they begin to push the children into different levels of life in order to give the children a better life. What now happens is that these children, second generation now, that are born to the pioneering parents, now come up with a maintenance mindset. So most of the time, the second generation becomes a maintenance generation. They now say, what daddy and mommy has done, we need to maintain it. We need to make sure that what daddy and mommy has done is not destroyed. But you see, maintenance mindset cannot build a transgenerational business. Survivor mindset cannot build a transgenerational business. So when this second generation comes, they are just thinking maintenance. But you know what happens? By the time the third generation comes, the third generation does not even know what poverty is. The third generation is probably born abroad with a foreign passport. The third generation probably grows up with drivers and cooks and gatesmen. The third generation grow up seeing everything looking good. They did not know that grandpa started with poverty. There are people that when you tell them, I remember one of my friends, when they went for the burial of his own father, he went with his son. And when they went to Ogbomosho, he was telling the son, he said, that, in those days, when I was growing up here, that we used to trek from this place to this place. You know what the son told me? He said, you mean grandpa made you to do that? That is wickedness. That is wicked. How can he make you to walk like that? You see, he calls wickedness what their fathers lived, because he has never had to trek before. Now today we have children that don't even know the name of the bus stop next to our house. We have children that cannot go anywhere on their own. Now, so we have sent them all over the world, and now they have all kinds of book smart, but they are not street smart. So you find out that the first generation is a generating generation. The second generation is a maintenance generation. By the time you get to the third generation, is an entitlement generation. They now feel they are entitled to everything. And at the end of the day, what the first generation starts dies in the third generation. The third generation now becomes a beggar once again. Many of you probably know people that are very rich in this area. They used to be very rich, but today their grandchildren are poor, selling all the property to smoke, selling the property to do runs, selling the property to carry women. But their grandfather had lands and houses and all kinds of stuff. I remember many years ago, I came in here to do a Wisdom for Singles conference. And we held the conference in one massive estate here. Massive estate. And everywhere was dilapidated. And as a real estate person, when I came in, I said, wow, who has this? I said, the man don't die since. I said, so what's happening to all this real estate? That's what's happening. There are many people today that have businesses. Their children are in Canada. Their children are all over the world. And they are not ready to come back to run the business. Because you have raised another generation that does not want to do what the first generation did. Think about it. Many of you growing up, you were frying akara, frying yam, frying beans, cooking beans by the side of the road. This is what you did to raise your children. Guess what? The children you raised now graduated. Instead of them to now use the education to come back and take your akara to eatery level and take your corn to eatery level, they will now leave that one and say, I can't do that. That's beneath me. They will now go and get a job in an air-conditioned coffin that they call corporate office. At the end of the day, poverty is perpetuated. Why? Because we don't understand how to transfer things from one generation to the other. So you need to realize that as a man or a woman, everything rises and falls on leadership. So once you understand these basics that I'm talking to you about, then you need to do some specific things that will now help you to navigate these 4 seasons. So I want to share with you, because of time, let me run you through 8 things that I consider to be your job as a business leader. And these 8 things will help you to survive. Whether you are starting, it will help you. Whether you are growing or you want to grow, it will help you. Whether you want to sustain, whether you want to transfer, it will help you. So let me run you through 8 things that I call the job. So you can title this message, Common Sense for Business People. Common Sense for Business People. That can be the title, so that we can just put everything together. So now, there are 8 things that you need to do that is your job. You know, when you employ people, we give them what we call job descriptions. But many times, you that have started the business yourself, what is your own job description? You are giving people job description, but you don't even know your own job description. So what I want to do now is give you your own job description. If you do these things, it will help you to start, grow, sustain, and be able to transfer that particular business or organization to the next generation. Because everything rises and falls on leadership. If it's going to be, it's up to you. So number 1, you must clearly define the goal, the vision, and the mission of your organization. Clearly define the goal, the vision, and the mission of your organization. Please listen and listen well. Visionary leadership is exceptional leadership. Visionary leadership is transformational leadership. As a leader, once you are starting a business, please, why are you in business? Because that's where it starts. Majority of people in business today, they are in business for survival. Oh, let me start business so that I can have money to eat. Let me start my own business so that I can have money to take care of myself. Let me start my own business so that I can have money to take care of my family. Listen and listen well. Anyone that starts business based on survival, you cannot build a sustainable business. A survivor mindset cannot build a sustainable business. A survivor mindset cannot build a transformational business. There is nothing wrong starting with survivor, but don't remain at that level. You need to quickly move from survivor mindset to transformational and transformational mindset, or else, if you started business because of survivor, by the time you begin to make some money, you will see that you will start relaxing, because there is nothing else to live for. Because as far as you are concerned, all you were planning to do was to just be able to pay rent or get a house or get a car. So you find that the bigger dimensions that are the possibilities of your life will not be explored. And everything that will help you to grow big will become a risk you are not willing to take. Everything that will help you to grow big will become a burden that you are not willing to carry. Because growth is a burden. To grow from one level to the other, there are risks you need to take. There are responsibilities you need to bear in order to grow. So number one is what? You must have a clearly defined vision. And I will advise you that when you are starting a business, tie the vision of your business to value. To value, not to your own survival. Tie the vision of your business to value, value creation. When creating value becomes the focus of your business, there is no end to the growth of that business. Why? Because there will be values to create forever. But once survival is the vision, the very minute you can take care of yourself, the vision is dead and there's no desire to pursue. So number one is what? Create a vision and gather people. I remember when I started out, I've been in business now for a while. By October now, I'll be celebrating 35 years in ministry. When I started business actively, we started in a rented space in a bookstore. So there was a bookstore. Inside that bookstore, we said, please, can we start, give us this corner? So we had one table and 2 chairs. And myself and 2 staff started the business there. We registered and started the business there. And I told the 2 of them, this business we are starting now is a global business. It's what? Our selling vision. I said our vision is to make genuine and affordable lands and houses available to Nigerians all over the world. Simple vision, clear vision, but very massive. Make genuine and affordable lands and houses available to Nigerians all over the world. So the focus is we must look for genuine land. We must look for genuine houses. It must be affordable relative to the audience, to Nigerians in Nigeria and Nigerians in diaspora. And we started. Guess what? In less than 2 years, we moved into a 2-bedroom apartment. By then, the vision has grown. In that 2-bedroom apartment, are you ready for this? I had 7 tables and 7 chairs. And I said, we are now a group of company. This table is publishing company. This table is real estate company. This table is training and seminar company. And I got a staff each. I said, you are the coordinator of the publishing company. If you are able to grow this company to a level where it will become a stand-alone company, you will become the MD. I sold a vision. So someone that was earning 18,000 sitting in front of a table started seeing himself as the MD of a publishing company. So he had to begin to grow to make that company grow. Today, we have 9 companies. All the companies have become it has happened. So it's now a group of companies, 9 subsidiaries, a global footprint. Many of those people that were sitting and earning 18,000, they are now the MD CEO of the company. Why? I sold a vision. I have people that have been working with me for 30 years. They have been with me. 28 years, 25 years. So when you are saying people don't stay, yes, there are different set of people, but people stay when there's something at stake. When they can see a future there, when they can, and as the company is growing, they are growing, they will stay. Hello? So there are the good, the bad, and the ugly. Number two, because of time. Number two, put together a winning team. That's your job. Put together a winning team. If that business is going to start, and that business is going to grow, and that business is going to be sustained, and you're going to be able to transfer that business, put together a winning team. While we were in that bookstore, that rented space, I started with those 3 people. But I had friends that were in corporate organizations that I was seeking counsel from. The very minute we moved into that 2-bedroom flat, I called a lawyer. I called another person that was an auditor. I called somebody else that was a tax consultant. I called and I sat down. I called people that are in business. I sat all of them. I said, look, you know I'm a pastor. And I'm starting this now. And I know that ministry will grow. This one will grow. I don't want distraction. But I need the best mind. So I want all of you to become my board of advisor. Hello? So that once every 3 months or twice in a year, we'll sit down. I will tell you what I have in mind. You will advise me from legal perspective, from tax perspective, from this, and then we'll grow. What did I do? I put together a winning team. That's your responsibility. As a leader, anything that will grow needs bright minds to be on the table. The people sitting down making decisions with you will determine the destiny of your business. Why? Because the quality of your counselors and the quality of your advisors determines the quality of your decisions. The quality of your decisions will determine the quality of your outcome. If you know better, you will do better. If you don't know better, you can't do better. So you need to get the winning team together, put a team together. Now, so externally, there are teams of people you need to put together. That will be external. They are not full-time staff. You have somebody that is a lawyer. It's not about money. You have friends, you have family, you have colleagues. My brother, I beg you, I start business. So if I get legal thing, I will call you, make you just guide me. If I send me letter, I will just send the letter to make you help me correct time. That's all. You are not paying. It's just a relationship network. It's a social network. The same lawyer I had is the same lawyer I still have now. We started without nothing. Today now he's a landlord. He has houses everywhere. In 3 of my estates, in one estate he has 1 acre. In another one, why? Because we started together. And when the money started coming, we started sharing together. Chop, I chop. Not that when the money start coming, you want chop clean mouth. Hello? Because many of you, that's your problem. Poverty mentality. Only you want to chop. Papa, a young man, is a barber. They introduced him to a billionaire to be cutting the billionaire hair. You know that no matter how great anybody, as Papa did, and somebody they cut hair, Baba people they cut hair. So now people say, yeah, Daddy, Papa, carry your head like this, carry your leg. You know, now this guy was called to a billionaire in a place they call Banana Island. He barbed the billionaire finished. The man paid him 200,000 for 1 haircut. For Baba, the guy come out. He say, at least even though they call him once in a month, level don't change. They no come call him again. He come the one that say, I don't know what happened. So when he was seeking counsel, the village people are after me. They didn't call me again. Okay. Well, that's okay, come. The first time when they call you, how the billionaire take know you? When they call you, say, the gatesman are my friend. Okay. So gatesman are your friend. Now he introduce you. When they can't give you 200,000, how much you give gatesman? He say, I give her for what? She'll be in the work there. If the man will give me 200K, it means that the guy they collect plenty money now. I not give her anything. That's your answer. Criminal. That's your answer. That's why he used the hand spoil him because of his poverty mind. Now you want chop alone, clean mouth. So gatesman, don't forget your number. So the next time the billionaire say, that's your friend, that Baba. Where is he? Say, he has relocated. He has relocated to Poverty Island. Put together what? A winning team. That's your job. Don't hire people you cannot fire. Don't hire people you cannot fire. Hire people on purpose. Don't give job to people because let me just help you. Come and resume tomorrow. No. Because the quality of people you have on staff and on your team will determine the quality of your outcome. Let's move on because of that. Number 3. Make the company strong on the inside by putting systems and structures in place. make the company strong on the inside by putting systems and structures in place. Look, I can tell you for free, as someone that has been in business for decades, and someone that has been a pastor for 35 years, and I've seen things, I do coaching, consulting for all kinds of people. Many times, when your business does not have good systems and structure, you can be laboring and other people will be eating your money. Other people will be eating your money. Some of you have supermarkets, and you say market not they sell. But what you did not know is that the people you employed, they will bring their own sardine. They will bring their own milk. They will bring their own toothpaste. Every time they sell your own, they collect the money. They will take from the carton of their own, replace it. So every time you are taking stock is complete, but money is not coming. Because they are the one using your business to run their own business. System and structures. So as a businessman, a businesswoman, the word system, S-Y-S-T-E-M, system, it means save yourself time, energy, and money. Save yourself time, energy, and money. So whatever will take your time, look into what system can I put in place to save myself from spending this time here. Whatever is taking your energy, what system can I put in place to work on this? Whatever is taking your money, what system can I put in place to do this? So you put system in place. When you get the School of Money book, all these things are documented. But let me run you through some of them so that you quickly understand. Number one, you need to have a system in place for recruitment. What is your recruitment system? What will be the process of recruiting somebody to be in this company? You must have a recruitment system. There must be an entry system so that anybody cannot just come and you give them a job. There must be a system to recruit. Because most of the time, the bad people that are in your company, they are people that went through the cracks and the gap during recruitment. So you recruited the wrong people because you didn't have a system that will help you to easily identify people. A guy came to our office, just give you, because of time, I can't tell you all many stories, but a guy came to our office one time to get a job, and then when we looked at his CV, I picked the CV, and I started calculating back, you know, the CV we carry when they finish primary school, when they finish secondary, their age. So I looked at the guy's age, and he said, I did this, so I started subtracting, and I realized that he said he finished secondary school at the age of 8. Based on the calculation I saw on paper. I say it's not possible now. Even if you are a genius, nobody this kind of job you're going to look for. That's how we're able to know that he was lying. Some people will tell you, oh, I've worked in this place before. Call the place. Call the place. I'm a board chairman for one of our companies. The lawyer in that company stole money and ran away. He went to get a job somewhere else. The only way they were able to know he was a thief was that he has even forged everybody's signature in the company that we sent him forth. When he got to the company, they now said they would do their own due diligence. They didn't let him know. They now called that company to say, come, we want to come. They now came and said, this guy said he worked with you people. And these are the letters he submitted. We want to confirm. That's how we're able to trap him. That this guy, no, this is a fake letter, and we have to arrest him. Do you do that? Somebody will just come. I worked in this place. I graduated in this place. You need to spend time to verify whether what they said is the truth. There are people that say they graduated from a university and the university did not even exist when they said they graduated. So number one is what? System of what? Recruitment. Number two, you need to look at system of monitoring the movement of your staff. How do you know whether somebody resumed? How do you know whether they came to work or not? So there must be a system to know when people resume, when they left. There must be another system to monitor whether they're actually doing the job that they have been employed to do. Then there must be a financial system. What is the system for collecting money? Can somebody come to your company with cash? Or do they have to pay into the accounts? How much money will be in the safe? How much money must be carried to bank? All these are systems. All these are policies you need to put in place, or else you'll be in trouble. I have been in trouble before. As you see me, so I don't go FCC, I don't go anti-fraud. At a point, I had 89 court cases on my head on business matter. So when I'm talking, I know what I'm talking about. Hello? I have seen the good, the bad, and the ugly of staff. Hello? So when you don't have systems, people can defraud you. In my own company, I did this and that company, my own company, they opened a sub account and they defrauded me. By the time I will wake up to know what was happening, over 1.8 billion. Me will stand in front of you, man of God, anointed. Hello, over the sub account. Easter Sunday 2017, 16 soldiers were in my church to arrest me over money where staff collect 24 million from a military general. Hello, so systems is your responsibility. And by the time all the people started coming, Papa, they came with the receipt of my company. Man, and my receipt them bring. So what has happened is, you know, we used to print receipt plenty in those days, triplicate. So we have the receipt inside the office. So they just went to pick one booklet inside. They begin issue receipts. So the receipt was original. Money I no see, receipt I see. I entered debt. Guess what? We had the meetings, 4 of us in the meeting. Me, my lawyer, the general manager, and the head of accounts with police. We had a meeting. And we agreed these 2 people are the culprit. Tomorrow morning, police, 5 a.m., go to their house, pick them up. Papa, when police reach there for the next day, they say, they don't pack come out to. Yesterday, he just come for 11, saying they go village. How did they know we are coming the next day? The same people I was doing meeting with. The same people. Jesus Christ said there is one sitting next to me who will dip his hand into the soup after me. He's the one that will betray me. Hello? So put system and structures in place. Let's move on fast. Number 4, grow the company. Grow the company on the house side. Grow the company. So now, growing the company is very, very important. And the way to grow the company is to come up with quality products and services. Come up with what? Quality products and services. So please, I want to give you a formula for unending growth in business. So please listen. This I don't have enough time to explain, but I will give it to you. When you get the book, you see more. Now, this is the secret for unending growth in any business. So repeat after me. New products to existing customers. Again, new products to existing customers. New customers to existing products. New customers to existing products. What I've just told you now is the secret to unending wealth for any business anywhere in the world. So let me break it down. What it means is, whatever business you are doing, you have a product or service, and then you have customers. For that business to continue to grow, cash is king, but cash flow is the king maker. If there is no continual cash flow, even a profitable business can go bankrupt when there is no cash flow. So the secret to unending growth is those customers you already have. You need to capture the data of those customers and make sure that you keep bringing new products to those existing customers so that they can continue to pay. So I'll give you an example. So if you have a car dealership, you sell cars, and somebody comes to buy car from you, the likelihood of that person coming back next month is almost 0. Next year, 0. Most likely the person may never come back again. Because how many people buy car every year? No. So that means that person buying car from you, you will only collect money from them once. They will never pay you again, and that customer is gone forever. But if you understand this formula, any customer that has entered your business, you must lock it down. Establish a relationship with them, capture their data, and depending on the kind of product and service you offer them, now sit down. What else can I sell to this man to continue to collect money from this man? So it's the same customer. You will now sit down and say, okay, the guy don't buy car. Last year, we sold 100 cars. So we have 100 customers that have bought cars, but they will never return again to buy car. How can I get money from them? You now go and start car wash. And now write to the 100 of them and say, you bought a car from us, oh, we have now started car wash, oh, because you bought a car from us, your first car wash with us is free. And every other time you come, you have 10% for life. You have brought them back to collect money. You can now start servicing cars and say, you bought car from us, oh, but anytime you want to service your car, first service is free. So what have you done? You have brought a new product to the existing customer, and you continue to collect money. The second aspect is what? Bring new customers to existing products. Many people have load in their warehouse. Many people have stock that is sitting down there, nobody's buying. You need to do the marketing. You need to sit down and think, how can I get people to come and buy? How can I get people to come and pay? That's your job. So you keep bringing new products. You keep bringing new products to all the customers that you have. And then the products you already have, you keep bringing what? New customers to come and know of the product that is already existing. Do you understand that now? Very, very important. So, and you can break this down to this lowest level. Whether you are a market woman, you are a barber, no matter what you do, just sit down and think. It takes mental acuity. It takes mental rigor, because your head is the headquarter. Your head is the head office. So you need to sit down, think through, how can I run these things to ensure that it continues to grow? Number 5, improve on the business profits. Improve on the business profits. How can I improve the profitability of my business? Because one of the things I've seen is that there are a lot of people in business today. They are making money, but they are not making profits. They are making money. So money is coming in. But when they sit down and do the mathematics, they are not making profits. Why? Many reasons. One of the reasons is lack of understanding of the technology of pricing. Some people don't even know how to price products. So they end up pricing themselves out of the market by underpricing themselves, because they did not consider all the factors that should be put in place when you are doing what? When you are pricing your product. Another reason is because they are not conscious of checking each of the line item that makes up their cost of production. You need to look into all these things. So if, for instance, now you are selling, you bought a product, you normally buy a product for $10. And when you buy the product for $10, then when you were buying it was, let's say, 500. So it means that the product you are buying for $10 will be $10 times 500. But now, what you don't realize is that that product you bought for $10 that was 500, that's 5,000. Now that same product, the price has not changed. It's still $10, but $10 now is 1,006. Are you seeing it now? So it means now that even though the person supplying you abroad has not changed price, they are still selling it to you at $10. If you now bring it at $10 and you still continue to price it at 500 naira, if you sell it at 1.5, you will think you are making 200% profit, but you're already on your way to bankruptcy. Why? Because you are not identifying those little things. So every time you are a business person, your job is to sit down. How can we increase profit? Because you can be making money. You are making money. Money is coming in, but you are dying. You are instrumentally dying. That business, you are making money, but very soon you will not be in business. Because you are collecting money. The goods is finishing in the warehouse. You have money in the bank. By the time you now return to say you want to restock, you now discover that all the money you have cannot even buy. And before you know it, you go bankrupt. You now say it's village people. No, it's not village people. It's lack of understanding. Hello? It's lack of understanding. So you have to sit down and look at all your businesses and ask yourself, okay, how can I increase profits here? How can I do? So these are technicalities. They are technology to doing this thing. They are all in the book because we don't have enough time. So you now sit down and say, okay, how much is the production cost for this one? How much is the overhead cost? How much is the profits? And then with the way things are going now, can we continue to do this? Can we continue to do that? Because sometimes a lot of us are afraid to increase price. Because we think that if we increase price, we are going to lose customers. So we keep the price the same. Customers keep coming, but your business is dying. But if you increase the price, you will reduce customer, but you will increase profitability, and you will still be there. I have one of my mentees. They run a restaurant in Abuja. And about 3 years ago or thereabout, as the economy was entering a deeper, and they came and said, sir, we don't understand, no. Pepper is expensive. Oil is expensive. Chicken is expensive. This one is expensive. So I told them, I said, it will continue to be expensive. It's not going to come down. So my advice for you now is this: increase your price now. Because when the new government comes, things will go skyrocketing again. They say, if we increase price, people will go. I said they will go, but they will return later. So what did they do? They increased the price massively. That was 3 years ago. People left. I said, people will come because your product is quality. And you just make sure you don't reduce the quality. Because what people do is they don't want to increase price. They now start reducing the quality of their product. They will now lose on every front. Do you know that when they increase the price, customers went? But after customers went, the customers came back. As I'm speaking to you right now, 3 years later, they have not increased price again. They are doing well. Why? Because they marked it up so massively then that they were able to cover for it. I consulted for a church school. One of my friends, they own a school. I went to speak for them. The wife came. Pastor, I need to see you. This is our school. People, they don't pay. They will not pay. They will not pay school fees. And the school needs money. And then it's me. I said, okay. I said, woman of God, listen to me. Are you running a business or you are running charity? You need to define it. So I told her, I said, listen to me, as a church, if you are starting a school, I will advise you, let 10% of the students be on scholarship. So offer between 10 to 20% as scholarship, so that the indigent students, people that are intelligent but they cannot afford this, children of widow, orphans, people that, let them be the one to have the 10-20%. I said the remaining 80%, if they are not ready to pay, let them go somewhere else. So I asked her a question. I said, do you know that as a school based on faith, there are many things that people benefit that are intangible? So I asked her, has any child died since you started this school? They said no. I said, has any child got? So I started telling her, you pray for them, you cover them with the blood of Jesus. Apart from the curriculum, you teach them Bible, you teach them moral. Do you know the other one? They are supposed to be cost, but you are not collecting anything. So I told her, I said, you know what you are going to do? You are going to increase the price. Hello? And then anybody that does not pay school fees should not resume. No resumption. You pay as you are coming in like this. You are coming with your payment slip. No payment, no resumption. Go somewhere else. He said, pastor. I said, well, that's easy. It's that same religious mind that puts you in trouble. You are not running a charity. You are running a business. There are laws and principles that govern business. I said, all of them will first of all go, but they will return. It happened like that. They went and they returned. You must think of profitability. The people that are telling you they don't have money for school fees, they are doing burial. They are fixing eyelashes, fixing nails, buying bag and shoe to match. Your destiny is not matching your bank account. You are buying bone straight. Your life is not straight. Some of them have 3 handsets like a 419. They don't even have shares in the telecom industry, but they won't pay school fees because they know that your church mind, they can manipulate you. Hello? So you need to understand this thing. Part of increasing your profitability is going into what we call forward and backward integration. In your business, you go into what we call forward or backward integration. So let me explain. So you run an eatery. You run an eatery or anything you run. When you begin to do your mathematics, ask yourself, where is my money going to? That means, what are the line items that is collecting money from my business? So you sit down. For instance, now in our church now, diesel for us is like 7 million every month. Diesel. That's, I was telling, that's why we are not doing that. Let's just short them for, let's tell you, because every month, 7 million. You never talk salary. 7 million every month on diesel alone, just one line item. So when you now look at your business, how much is diesel collecting? Okay, you are a restaurant. Diesel is one item. You are buying chicken and selling chicken is one item. You are selling egg, this and that. So you now look at all those things. If you now identify all the things that are collecting your money, you now need to ask yourself, can we start a business in that line? Do you understand now? So if as a company, we are spending 20 million or 30 million every year to buy chicken that we are selling in our restaurants. Why don't we have our own poultry? Because that means somebody is collecting 30 million from your hand. So that is what we call backward integration. So you backtrack into what is collecting your money so that every money will be in the house. Are you getting it now? Maybe when I come for pastors meeting to talk to pastors on money, I will tell you how this works, even for minister and ministry. But let's talk business now. Listen. Now, so listen. If you now go and start a poultry, how much you want to start poultry? How much? You already spent. So the person collecting money from you for that poultry, for the egg, for the chicken, is collecting so much money. They are making profit. They are buying cars. And you are not the owner of the business. So if you don't even want to start the business, there are other ways that you can go about it. You can actually now go to a poultry and say, hello, we want to enter into partnership with your poultry. How much do you buy the layers and the broilers? And they will tell you, oh, it's 1,500. Okay, you are selling the chicken 40,000, but you buy it for 1,500. How long will it take you to feed it to grow? They say, okay, if it's this one, 6 months. So how much is the food that you use to grow it? They tell you. You now discover that at the end of the day, the amount will come to like 15,000 naira instead of the 40,000 you are paying. You now tell them, we are entering into partnership. We will buy 10,000 of those things. Help us raise it. And we are going to pay you in advance. So you will now give the chicken back to us at 15,000 instead of 40,000. Are you seeing that now? You have increased profitability. Because you were selling it at this price before. You will still continue to sell it at that same price, but your cost has reduced. Hello? So let's move on because of number 6. Now, if you are now going to continue, don't forget what we are talking. You are starting a business, growing a business, sustaining or transferring. These are your job that will help you to scale all those levels. So number 6, you need to stay relevant. You need to do what? Stay relevant through what I call, there are 2 things you need to do. Quality control, number 1. Research and development, number 2. Stay relevant through quality control and then research and development. What does that mean? As a businessman, the only reason why people are coming to you is because they are benefiting from you. Don't ever be deceived to think, oh, they love us. You know, they love our brand. They love, it's a lie. The day they see somebody that is selling cheaper than you, they don't go. People don't love you, they love what you do for them. The day you stop doing it for them, they have gone. So what do you need to do? Quality control. To stay relevant, continue to control the quality of your product and service to ensure that every time they come, they are not disappointed. Your product and service is the same. Anytime you are going to buy a Mercedes Benz, you are not confused whether it's fake or new. Every time you are buying Range Rover, they are built a level of quality and they have not compromised it. But today now, you hear counterfeit this. Have you heard counterfeit Mercedes Benz? Have you heard counterfeit Range Rover? Have you heard counterfeit Toyota? You see, once you maintain quality, you are going to be forever relevant. But the very minute you start cutting corners, you are already in trouble. So maintain quality. Many years ago, I had a friend. So they're in the US now. When he got married, I was there, so we all grew up together. The wife is a chemist. So she started working in a company in Ota, in Lagos State, and they were producing a particular brand of product. I don't want to mention the name. This product was very powerful. Because they knew me, when they produced this product, they brought cartons of this product to my house. Say, oh, man of God, this is where I work now. I'm the head of production. And then so help us publicize this. When I took the drink, very powerful. And I fell in love with it. Very creamy. Cream, soda like that. Very beautiful. Then I started buying. One day, I went to the supermarket. About maybe 2 years later, I bought a carton. I got home. I put it in the fridge. When I took it, maybe that same week, the taste has changed. So I'm like, these people, they don't reduce the quality. This thing don't be like this way it will be before. I say, these people, they will not last if they continue like this. Oh. But because the guy is my friend, I now call the wife. I say, sister, me, what's happened now? I thought you are Christians. Why are you cutting corner? That I drank you. He said, I have left them. Oh. That I left them 6 months ago. That they told us that the market has accepted us now. That we should begin to reduce the quality. And I told them I can never do that, because when you reduce quality, people will know. They say, no, we're going to make more money. Say, I've left them. That company is no more in existence. If you go to the market now, that product is not there. Why? Quality. So you have to control quality, because sometimes you may not even know. It may be your staff that are doing the mago. So you need to do what we call spot checks. Spot checks. Just check to be sure that everything is what it's supposed to be. These things, they happen even for church. Oh. There are a lot of policies we are put down in church that people have disobeyed. Sir, I don't do wedding for pregnant woman before for church. Twice. We have a law. Before you get married, you will do this, you will do that. But the people in charge of the law, you must go through, you must be a member of fellowship, house fellowship. They will now, when they now want to collect the letter from house fellowship coordinator, they will now go twice. I say, my brother, now you go stop my wedding. I better sign now. I don't remember. The person will now sign. When it's time to do test, they can't carry the man urine. Now the man urine, they go do a pregnancy test. And people knew. So the woman was in front of us. We are saying what God has joined together. You don't carry 2 months belly already. And we do wedding. Hello. So there are policies that you can have. But if you don't do quality control, you won't know. Another thing that is there for relevance is what? Research and development. Continue to do research. How can I develop this product? I hope you know that when you go to salon in those days, we used to use what is called clipper. Like that. Baka. We don't use it again now. When you go to secretariat in those days, they have what they call Olympia tablet. The only place you see that one now is in courts and civil service. Now they don't refuse to grow. Everything is still analog brain in a digital age. So what does that mean? Research. How can I develop this product? How can I do this? Look, when you are committed to research and development, you will realize that new technologies are coming out every day that will help you to do things better. And I can tell you stories upon stories of many things we now do better now without stress, because we did the research and we realized that what we used to stress ourselves on, an algorithm can do it. With AI now, there are many things AI can do for you that you don't even need to stress yourself. So to stay relevant, what do? Quality control and then research and development. Number 7, let me give you 2 more and we close. Invest in the future. Invest in the future. So as a businessman, as a businesswoman, invest in the future. As we begin to make money from that business, as the business begins to grow, start taking money and begin to prepare for the future of that business. Because don't forget, we are building what? A transgenerational business. So you are starting a primary school. You rented a small bungalow. Now the primary school is growing. Then you now have money. You now move to a duplex. The primary school is growing. Now you have started secondary school. As money is coming, what do you need to do? Go into the forests. Go and buy land for the future. Because the future is cheap if you buy it today. You don't wait to buy land. You buy land and wait. A city today was a village yesterday. A village today will be a city tomorrow. When Papa came here, you know how this place be. Today now we are in the center of city. Go and check Catholic Church. Catholic Church will go into the forests. Everybody go to insult them. 30 years later, they are in the center of the city. But Pentecostal will go just rent until we rent away our destiny. So go into the forest, begin to prepare for the future. Because if you have transgenerational mindset, you will know that that school you are starting today, 50 years later, the school will still be there. So go and buy something in the future that will benefit the school even after you have gone. One of the reasons why things are not working in this country is because for things to work, we need transformational leaders. Transformational leaders are people that are willing to pay the price for something that will benefit humanity, but they may not benefit from it. They may not benefit from it. But because they have 8 years, they will only do short-term things that they can chop from. Because if you want to start quality airline as a country, you may not make money in that airline for the first 18 years. But after that, you make money forever. You want to do rail, you may not make money for 20 years. But after that, you begin to make money. Study. Facebook, those that invested for 13 years, no income. Amazon, 8 years, no income. But they kept doing it. Today, billions. So you invest what? For the future. So whatever business you are doing, start thinking of the future of that business. Don't be in a rented apartment forever. And then you become a Methuselah. And the landlord is calling you Oga tenants. And you have paid the landlord the money when they build the house, you don't pay them as rent. You are just leasing. You are renewing lease. No, have your own. Do you know that many of the banks that you are looking at today that you think they have money, they don't have money. Most of those buildings that they have is what they put in their balance sheets as their asset. So you see a bank standing on the high road, that property is 400 million. But that bank does not have 100 million. Because they are just collecting from this one, giving to this one. But at the end of the year, when they want to talk of the asset of the bank, they will combine all the property value, put everything inside the book and say we are worth this billion. Of course they are, but it doesn't mean that they have the cash flow to do that. Do you understand? So you need to begin to think of the future of that business. That's how you grow it. Because if you are now saying, I don't have money now, you buy car, you are traveling, you are spending the money. One day, dollar will happen, policy will happen, and then you find yourself in trouble. So begin to invest for the future. Have multiple streams of income. Have different things that are producing cash flow for that business. So that if this one no move, this one go move. No matter how bad, all the products cannot be bad at the same time. Then identify which of your products is really selling very well and put more energy there so that you can make more money, and then others can also. So finally, be a good corporate citizen. Be a good corporate citizen. You see, I started by saying that you must understand your economic environment. Part of understanding your economic environment is to realize that you must have goodwill with the people that are within your business community. Because if you don't have goodwill, during NSAS, you know what happened in Lagos. Many businesses were destroyed. Many companies, even some churches. But guess what? I was not there. We were not there. But our business, all the guys in the area, they stood gidigba and said, nothing must touch this company. This man, they take care of us. Nothing. They stood there. Why? Corporate social responsibility. Be a good citizen. Give. If you come to our church now, the street light, now we do them. The road, now we do them. Borehole where they take drink water, now we do them. Police toilet, now we build them. We are feeding people. We have been feeding people every Sunday for about 14 years now. There is no way you will be doing all that. They are drinking your water, using your light, walking on your road, eating your food. And then when the day of trouble comes, they won't stand by you. The thing where they don't chop go suffer them. You go run belly. So be a good corporate citizen. You cannot be a business in a country where there is poverty and you are not thinking of how to bless people. Think of what you can do so that that's your business. We have goodwill. Because there are people that will be praying for you, widows, orphans, poor people that will be praying every day. God, make it not die. Oh, the way this man, they take care of us. God, keep on for us. Oh, the way they will be praying for you, even when trouble is coming, because of their cry. The cry of my children have ascended to me. God will keep you alive because of that. And then when it comes to government also, make sure you pay your taxes, keep your record. Let me tell you something about Nigeria. The Nigerian government civil service does not have accurate record though. So if you don't keep record, you are in trouble. Tax people have sent us letter before that they want to go and do a 3-year tax audit of a company that is 8 months old. The company is 8 months old. They sent us letter that they want to come and do tax audit. Why? They don't have record. They have sent my wife's company letter before to say you have not been paying VAT for the past 2 years. Even though every month she pays VAT, takes there, they will sign and she will collect receipt. She now had to carry the file of all the receipt to their office. They say, hey, madam, we don't get this record. Now, yeah, you pay. Okay, if you do photocopy for us. That's supposed to be a tax agency. So if you don't have record, they will finish your business. Because being an entrepreneur is hard. But being an entrepreneur in Nigeria, you are a miracle worker. Government policy can finish you. The environment can finish you. So make sure you have all your record. And God will help you.